Oh man.
We're just exhausted. We have literally been sitting here just almost like staring at each other with not, it's like, are you tired? I'm tired. Are you tired? I'm so tired.
It's
Just,
crazy. It's just crazy.
yeah.
And we cannot be the only ones that are
No.
feeling this way. And there's crazy things happening energetically, astrologically.
Yes.
I don't know what they all are, but Mercury and retrograde, I'm pretty sure is one of them.
Yes. And we just had, was it a new moon or a full
No,
moon?
a full moon.
It was
We
just a
just
full
had the
moon.
full moon in Gemini.
Yes. And I'm a Gemini sun. So anytime your sun sign sort of matches up, it's
Yeah.
a little different.
Yep. I think something else is in retrograde also. And
I
then
think
we
so
just came
too.
out of retrograde for
Yeah.
something.
And then we're switched, like some big thing is switching too. I don't know what it is. Any of you
Oh, and
astrologers out there,
the solstice is coming.
that's coming. Was that like the 21st or something, right?
Yeah, it's like in a week, I think.
Yeah. But
Less than a week.
but something even bigger, like we're coming out of something we've been in for like 10 years or something, going into something else,
Oh,
right? Like some big thing. Like there's all kinds of shit
okay.
happening, and I feel buried, right? I feel buried under it. Like it's
Yeah,
all, yeah.
yeah.
I'd
Feeling
love to
weighted.
hear from the rest of it because not everyone's going to feel that way. It hits
True.
people differently, but man, I
I,
even napped in the middle of the day yesterday, and I don't do that.
oh
And I
man,
still slept last night
good for you.
because I was like, oh shit, I took a nap in the middle of the day. I'm not sleeping tonight, but I did.
Yeah, boy, that's dangerous for me. Well, it's
I
dangerous for
know.
you too. You know
Yeah.
that
Yes.
danger of sleeping in the middle of the day.
Yes.
Um, I feel like I could go sleep
Yeah.
an hour or so. Um, yeah, it's just crazy.
Yes. So,
And I've talked to a number of people that have been feeling a similar way.
yeah. Then,
So,
but then there's people who just are not. They're up. They're just doing their thing, and everything's normal.
are those pink cloud people? Makes me wonder.
No, my husband's not a pink
No?
powder.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Although
to say though, your husband is not the typical human.
that's true, I will I will give you that. That's true. Yes. He has more he's a no, he's not like when you think of someone that has a lot of energy, you think of like they're jumping around, like they're waiting for things. He's not that. He's very grounded. He's an earth sign. He's very grounded, but has a lot of energy. So he's like the Energizer Bunny, and he
And
just
he's,
keeps going.
I could be wrong, but he appears to be very in tune with himself.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
He and our youngest son, it's like me and mini me or whatever. It's like the two of them are they're the ones that I call intuitive.
Hmm.
They're very in tune with how they're feeling, where they're going, what's going on, making decisions. They just know the right one. They get those gut feelings and go and that sort of thing. Yeah, they're different. My youngest son's a Gemini like I am. But he must have, I've never really looked. He must have a lot of something in his chart. But the whole astrological thing, you can practically be all the same signs and everything, placements, and
Yeah,
be very different.
and be very different. Yeah.
So yeah, they're very much like that. Now my oldest son, the psychic one, I know he's been really tired too.
Mm.
He's
Hmm.
been more tired than usual,
Hmm.
like us. And so what
Yeah.
do you think that means?
Yeah. Well, we could check off the list, I mean, could be a vibrational mismatch.
Yes.
The energies are at a lower vibration. yeah, at a lower vibration than where we want to be, or where we're trying to be, but it's
Where we're comfortable, sort of.
pulling us
Yeah.
pulling us down,
Mhm.
um, because the vibration is close enough that it's easier to, sink down than it is to raise above.
Boy, howdy.
Could be releasing, energetically releasing what no longer serves us.
That old crap.
Mhm.
That would be nice. I don't think that's what I'm doing, but that would be really nice. I mean, that's a
I
hope, right? I would dream for that. I think
Yeah,
you might be releasing.
I think I am.
Yeah.
Because I know that there is some wounding that's come up that I am definitely working through.
Mhm.
So I think release is part of my issue.
And I could just be on my little pink cloud, just floating by that old stuff. I could be napping on my pink cloud, not paying attention to what I need to
You could
let go of.
you could be.
All right,
Um,
we could.
yeah, because that definitely, that whole bypassing
Oh yeah.
thing, not wanting to look and not wanting to look and not wanting to look, and eventually, God, it drags you down.
Yes.
It
You
really does.
eventually fall face first right into it. You face plant into what it is that you've been ignoring. Yeah.
Yeah.
This doesn't quite feel like that though, however, which I'm glad for.
Hmm.
But I'll let y'all know next week if, because I'll come crashing down, but I don't think so. This just feels like, I think what you said at the beginning, that mismatch of just the energetic
Yeah.
mismatch.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
So,
in my experience,
yes.
Mercury retrograde can be difficult.
Although rarely, and so there's retrograde several times a year,
Yes.
and I'm rarely bothered by them.
Oh,
Not to, yes, you are, but
I
I
am.
I don't get that bothered by them. So that doesn't mean that I'm not being bothered by this one, but
Right.
usually, this time of year I'm yeah, if you look back, it's like, yeah, I'm a little more with whatever these ones are or why, I don't know, more bothered by them.
And I wonder if it has to do with the other things that are happening
Could be.
astrologically and energetically, and where we are shifting. Ooh, I wish I knew more, but not enough, right, to study it and learn it.
Right. Oh man, it takes years and years and years and years and years and years. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
Because you were saying that you thought we were shifting out of a phase that we've been in for like 10 years and shifting into something new. And
Yes.
that really lands for me. And I wish I knew what that was.
We'll have to look that
And
up.
I bet you that it is that also,
Mhm.
that is contributing to how we're feeling.
And both of us are shifting into new, which is part of the new moon, right? A new moon is new things, new
Right.
whatever, blah, 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 blah. But we have been, me with more of the witchy stuff,
Right.
anti-witchy stuff. Let me be clear.
Right.
Um, and then I don't want to say anything, but you're shifting into your new thing. And that takes a lot. It's when you are energetically or spirit, I would say this one would be spiritually.
Spiritually.
When
Mm-hmm.
you're spiritually moving from one sort of gift to another, when you're receiving new gifting, when a new shift is happening, and it's I don't know what to call it, like some people talk about like their purpose in life and whatever. That's not quite it. But when you're
Right.
shifting from, because this is a whole, like a modality change almost. I'm still an energy healer and I'm using but it's
Right.
a whole different ball. I'm moving to a whole new ballpark.
A whole new stadium.
Yes, and it's still the same sport in a sense, but like I'm still the energy healer, I'm still the psychic, I'm still the medium, still do all the energy work. It's just
Mhm.
with a whole different
Twist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so it's really every day something new comes, as you know.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, so that for me is exhausting.
It is exhausting. And then you have the holidays on top of it,
Yes.
you know, and something else that this could be, which is not the case for me, is just running yourself into the ground, running
Oh,
yourself
because of the holiday.
ragged because
Yeah.
of the holidays, doing and doing and doing and overdoing, and then not taking that proper care of yourself.
Mhm.
Um, it is a thing.
It is a thing. It's
Putting
a
the
real
candle at
thing.
both ends is absolutely a thing.
And we talk about this all the time. People, certainly during the holidays, it revs up for
Yeah.
people who are codependent, people who feel obligated, people who uh they really want to be seen and
Appreciated.
appreciated. Yes, and that can get really stressful for people. Really,
Hmm.
really stressful. We were just talking before we got on here. I'm not much for gift giving or receiving gifts or whatever. It's just kind of not my love language. And of course I do it. But Mari-Lyn is.
Mhm.
That's her love language. She loves giving and receiving. It's just the whole present giving thing just warms your heart. Absolutely, just you would be great being the mother of my youngest son, as I told you. And he's an adult now, but he still is Looney Tunes about Christmas and presents and whatever. Like it just does it. That's just what he loves more than anything.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People are out buying a bunch of gifts for people who they mostly don't even care about or want to. And so they're going into debt. There's a lot of people that go into debt
A lot
this
of people do. Yeah.
credit cards are, smoking. So not like smoking a
The,
cigarette, but
the visual was just hilarious. I don't know. Sorry.
no, it's okay.
Oh my gosh.
So if that has not started for you yet, because we're still we're only what, a week away?
9 days, I think, when we're
Okay.
recording this.
Okay. So I would really encourage all of you to really sit and think about why you're giving those gifts and to whom you're giving them.
Mm.
And let's say it's someone that you don't really like. Why are you spending $50 on them or more? Just, a little token would be just fine. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to put yourself into debt over that person or those people or whatever it is. Yeah.
It's true.
I hope that whole thing of what is it when you draw names? People need to do more of that thing, or just stop buying for the other adults. Who gives? Like, just stop with the unless it's Mari-Lyn. And just so you know, no, Mari-Lyn and I do not exchange Christmas gifts.
We don't. We don't. And with my family, well, my father, my sister, and her family, we don't exchange gifts anymore. My dad always gets everybody something,
Yes.
and we buy for him,
Uh-huh.
but we have stopped exchanging
Siblings. Yeah.
gifts. It's just, gifts. Sorry, my niece hates that word, and every time I say it, I giggle because I can feel
Why
her.
does she hate that?
I don't know. Some about the word.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know. But it makes me giggle every time I use
Yeah.
the word. I giggle.
She
So
also isn't she the same one that hates you got this?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
if I met her, I would be saying those things constantly just because I'm an ass.
Now her teenage daughter will use the word gift any chance she has.
That would totally be me. That would so be me.
Any
Yes.
chance, any chance. So I use
Oh,
use the phrase "you've got this" very, very, very carefully, very thoughtfully. I do use it on occasion,
sparingly. Yes.
I do use it on occasion. Um, yeah. Um,
Yeah. Eh,
so anyway,
yeah.
I-
Yes. My son, so my youngest son, for Christmas, that's something we could talk about. Probably. Different holiday like traditions that you have made with your own family.
oh, sure.
Or we could, I don't know. So the tradition that we have in our family, and I'm sorry if I've already talked about this, but because of our youngest son who cannot keep his hands off presents, and he'll even go searching for them. Like when he was little, he would search for them. So we'd have my husband keep him at the office for a while or whatever. So I started putting different names on them, like just making up names and putting
Right.
them on the present. And then when they got a little older, I would give them like stripper names, and mind you, I have two sons. So I give them like stripper names or drag queen names because they're so creative. So creative. So he would not know what whose presents were what under the tree. And
Good idea.
well, yeah, it was the only way to stop him from opening them all or trying to figure them out because he won't open someone else's. He has enough whatever it is to know
Yeah.
to not open someone else's. Yeah.
Right.
So that's our tradition. We
Right.
even had when the kids were in high school, their friends used to come over at Christmas time and just run to the tree to look under to see what names I had given the kids and stuff. So that's a fun tradition. Do you have traditions? Something that you've created on your own?
No.
No. I bet there's something you just don't know.
Well, um,
And we'd love to hear all your traditions too, people. You
yeah, I mean,
doing
so the family
what?
tradition, our family tradition has always been that we get together on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And we've done that since we were kids because my dad always worked on Christmas morning
Uh,
because it was like way back then, it was like triple time.
oh, yeah.
And so he always worked Christmas morning.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, we had our celebrations were always Christmas Eve, and we have just carried that on. And then everyone who had families, they would have their own family thing on Christmas morning. So for me, the actual holiday of Christmas is Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Um,
Then do you do one of those? Oh, no, do you open all the gifts then? Then
yes.
some people do like one gift on Christmas Eve and then the rest of them
Oh
on.
no,
But,
everything was Christmas.
but if
Everything
your
was
dad
Christmas
wasn't
Eve.
there, then it would be
Now, stockings would be Christmas morning. And sometimes we could get up and open our stockings before dad went to work, which meant early,
early.
like really early. Sometimes they would let us sleep till we got up and dad would just not be a part of it.
Like when you were teenagers, you go ahead and sleep.
But when I was little, I can remember getting woken up so dad could be there when we opened our stockings.
Because of course dad wants to be there to watch.
And be able to see that Santa left crumbs on the cookie platter.
Oh, so did you leave out cookies and milk?
Oh, we always left out cookies and milk.
Okay.
We even had a Santa trap. It was a plastic red and green
funny
trap. And sometimes there would be a piece of his pant leg in it.
Okay, that's funny.
Sometimes not, but
no, I come from I was the youngest of six, and it was always, I knew it was mom and dad, unfortunately, because the older siblings couldn't keep
sure.
that secret.
Sure.
But I still believed in Santa, I still kept that up because it's fun to think that Santa's coming.
Yes.
I mean, that is fun. Getting up in the morning and you have all these presents when you didn't have them the night before.
Mm-hmm. So when we were kids, and I just had this memory, the presents would all be out under the tree, and we'd have dinner, and then we would go to Christmas Eve church service. And when we came back from Christmas Eve church service, my grandparents would be there, and all of the presents from Santa would be out.
Oh, they let Santa in or let him down the chimney or something.
Yes. And I always felt so special because Santa came twice. He came on his way through to leave the presents under the tree, and then he came back
Oh,
on his way home to the North Pole to put things in our stockings.
nice. Boy,
That was my belief when I was little.
he was a busy boy, that
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I still put from Santa on everything or love Santa. Yes. But now I have the littlest ones, my
Yes.
grandchildren. So it starts all over again. I'm very excited about that.
So
The kids just get money now.
when we would open presents, everybody would get a present, and you couldn't open your present until everybody had one. And then we all opened the present at once. And then we could just open as they were. My dad would pass them out. And we could just open. And he was always the last one to open presents. And my mom would save hers mostly, and they would open the presents together after the kids were all done. When I got married and I started going to Christmas with my husband's family,
they do it different.
One at a time.
Oh, dear God.
Here's your present. Open your present. Okay.
Everyone watches, and then
everybody watching. Next person, here's your present. Open the present. It was so painful. It was so painful.
Yeah.
There was no, I don't know. In our house, at one point, when we had a house full of little kids and adults, and it's just
there's a ton of,
and there's a lot happening, and there's paper, and there's bows, and there's
you couldn't do one. There's no way to do one at a time.
And it was so much fun. And I would find myself, especially as an adult, I'd start to open, and then I'd go, wait a minute, who am I going to watch? And I had to watch.
Oh, yes.
But when it's one at a time, and it was painful.
Oh,
physically painful.
Ours wasn't. It was just sort of a free for, because there were 6 of us, and then my parents, and then at some point the older siblings had kids. There were too many. God, one at a time, we would have been there all day, one at a time. That would have been, plus already the presents went halfway into the living room.
My gosh, the amount of presents sometimes that would emanate from the tree is
there were so many. Yes.
And I was horrible. I was so bad.
Yeah.
When both of my sisters had, when their children were small, oh my gosh, I would start bringing presents in, and they would all be like, "Oh, Mari-Lyn, really? Oh,
I can't, no more." Yes. I remember my nephew, my husband's nephew. I don't like to claim him, but we're related somewhere, but he's just a slug. He's just like this anyway. No, I don't want to go there. But when he was small, he was the only grandchild on her husband's, my husband's sister is the one that had the son. They have just one child. And on that husband's side of the family, he was the only one. And the parents were divorced, they remarried, so then there was grandparents, and by the time, he literally got tired of opening gifts.
Oh.
He just wouldn't open them.
Wow.
He just wouldn't open them after a while, because everyone just went crazy buying for the only grandson, the only kid. Yeah. So, yeah. And we let this will be, this is only his second Christmas, but his other grandmother, unfortunately, my daughter-in-law lost her dad years ago, but so the grandma, we let her buy all the toys because she's so excited, and buy all the toys. And so, since I'm not a huge gift giver, I just ask, what does he need? What do they need? Now it's 2 of them. Yeah. And I buy them a bunch of clothes and, practical stuff. My husband does buy a couple fun things for them, but we let her have that because she's more like you. when it comes to the whole gift. It's like, okay, you want to spend your money, you go, girl. I'll get the practical stuff. You get all the fun stuff. And I get to see them all the time. She doesn't. She lives in California.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
let her have those
Yeah.
moments
And
of
that's nice.
thank
That's
you.
nice. We
It'd be
had
nice once in a while. Usually I'm an asshole, but once in a while.
no, no. I would say the other way around.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Because we can all be assholes every once in a while. So
I'm
when
good
my
at it.
when my oldest sister was still living, there was, I'm gonna say, a span of, I don't know, maybe 5 years. We would see who could make mom cry the most
Oh,
with what present we gave. And then of course, sometimes we would all go together and get the present that would just wreck her.
so you got your mom's gene on the gift thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
that is pretty funny.
Yeah. She she would open it up and then she'd do the then the tears, and it wasn't fake. The tears would just start.
Oh, isn't that funny? No.
How many pictures, Christmas pictures I have of my mother?
No, no. I think it's I loved getting well still sometimes, which is kind of fun because like Mother's Day will come around and I just tell my kids, just make me something. Make
Mm.
me. So they'll even to this day as adults, they'll draw me a picture of like when they were kids, and there's always like army men and somebody's head's chopped off, or there's fire and there's blood everywhere. That's what just I love that. I
Awesome.
because that's when they were little, they were that was pretty. That's what they would give me, and so they continued. I remember one year my daughter-in-law was like, you can't give your mother that. He's like, no, she'll love it. And of course, she made me, all the pretty flowers, and she, got her crayons out and made this pretty, which was really pretty. And his was, this cut off head, and it was rolling down a hill, and the guy at the triumphant at the top with the sword. That's what I love. It just cracks me up.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So,
So funny.
yes. Oh, anyway, sorry. I mean, I need to stop. I could just keep on the go, and. So I would love to hear, I'm sure Mari-Lyn would too, from the rest of
Yes.
you. What is a favorite tradition of yours, or what is something that, like I still have my kids, my adult children draw me pictures. Is there something that you love that just kind of brings you back to, it reminds me of when my children were small. My childhood, I don't really care about, but theirs, I do. That,
Sure.
warms my heart.
Yeah.
And we'd love to hear all that.
Yeah. For many, many years, my sister, my oldest sister, who is now gone,
Mhm.
we had the tradition of wrapping presents together
Oh,
and watching White Christmas.
oh.
We'd get together and do the wrapping, and we would watch White Christmas.
That's a nice tradition.
Yeah. It really was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I didn't have presents to wrap this year because everybody lives off
So you
in
just have them sit there.
Arkansas,
Yes.
and so I watched White Christmas while I decorated my house.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that will be my new White Christmas
So
tradition.
what's your favorite? Is that your favorite Christmas movie then of all time? Or is that just kind of nostalgic?
No, I would say that is my favorite. If I had a close second, it would be A Christmas Carol. The original
The original.
Charles Dickens, the black and white Scrooge movie.
Okay. Maybe we'll have to watch that. I haven't seen that for so long. They've made so many movies from that.
So many. Mm-hmm.
So many. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yep.
yeah, the typical ones, because I like humor, also like horror movies. There's a couple Christmas horror movie.
Oh, thank you.
But we'll talk about those. But yeah, there's still some like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is still hilarious, no matter how many times you watch it. And of course, there's Elf if you have kids or you just want some,
Never seen it.
never seen it. No, this year actually on Christmas there's a vampire movie out. So my husband and I will go see that on
Really?
Christmas Day. Yes, it's a remake of the original. Uh, yeah, I can't think of the name of it, but I will think of it. And yeah,
Not a remake of Interview with a Vampire?
well, I think that was a remake, I believe. Or no, that was that Anne Rice, right?
Yes.
This was farther, but this was,
Okay.
yeah,
This is different. Okay.
yeah. I can't think of the name of it at the moment because they have a funny Nosterafu, whatever that's called. I can never pronounce that name.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but there's a remake of it. It looks
Now,
really.
I will say Interview with a Vampire movie and the sequence, the ones after,
Because they were romancy, weren't they?
loved the movies, although really loved the books.
Oh,
The
books are
books
always better.
were
Always better.
amazing. Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah. No. And what were those other ones that I never got into and people were just crazy about them? Uh, oh, I forget. I think my kids were
Twilight,
yes. Oh, wow.
never
No.
never interested in it.
I was, well, but there were people our age, my age at the time, who absolutely adored them, but it was too young. Even at that point, I was probably was I in my 30s, maybe? I can't remember. I'd have to look that up, but it just felt too young. Like they're teenagers falling in love and all this stupid, like,
Yeah,
just like, can you cut someone's head off or something? Can you like do the vampire thing and just suck the blood out of someone? Can you come on, people? I want a real vampire movie because if I remember, they were like reformed or something, or they tried to
something.
stay away from
Yeah,
hurting
I don't know.
people or something stupid. Yes. Anyway, and I'm sorry to any of you out there who love that movie. You can have that movie. And yeah, those movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's one of the wonderful things. Everyone has different tastes and everything. That's what, which is really lovely. But
Hmm.
yeah, so Christmas is coming and yeah,
Yeah.
it's not stressful for me at all because I don't do the in-laws. And as far as, of course, one of my sons and his wife don't even live in the country. And they don't
Right.
celebrate Christmas, although she's excited to. We've talked to her. She wants to, because that's her husband's culture, so she
Hmm.
wants to get to know that. But,
Yeah, which is awesome.
and then our other son with our grandkids, it's just, they have so many places to go. And so we just, so I think we might not even get together with them till like the day after Christmas.
Mm.
Yeah, which is fun. It's okay with us. Like
Mm.
yeah, we're not,
This year,
some people cannot no, it has to be on Christmas or it has to
right,
be at this date.
right,
Oh, that is
right.
stressful. Some people that have
Um,
like 3, 4 places to go in one day.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. This year, I finally allowed myself not to be stressed that I
Good.
don't have the Christmas, that I don't get to have the Christmas get together that I've always wanted.
Oh, good. You've let that go.
I let it go.
Good for you.
Yep. I let it go. Um, I let go of having to wrap the presents and then mail them.
Yes.
I either ordered them to be delivered or I made my niece pick them up. So she gets to wrap everything. I think it took her 4.5 hours of wrapping.
Holy crap.
She had everything I bought and of course everything that she bought.
Huh? Was this
Probably
Christmas or last Christmas?
no, this
This
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yes. Yeah. So
I want a wrapping room. Those really like
oh
wealthy
yeah.
people have a room
Oh
that's
yeah.
just for wrapping.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh, with all the different colors and patterns and the ribbons and the bows and the this and the that and the oh my Lord.
Yeah.
That's a dream. It really
Yeah.
is. I would love to. And how
You know
often
what?
really wouldn't use it that often, but
It
if
would have to be the size of my living room because I would want the wrapping on one
yes.
wall and the rest of it to be fabric. And yeah,
Oh, yes.
not that I do anything with sewing, but it's still on my list.
So you do some things you make and for any of you who like read tarot or anything, even though we're not big tarot readers, we still appreciate that people use those tools. And we have
Yes,
some. Yeah, I
we
have
do.
oracle
We
cards and so
bring
forth.
them out and play with. Well, I don't use tarot when I do Thursday messaging, although I might
Mhm.
sometime. I use oracle cards
Yes. And
um,
room. And
and
she makes
reading.
these beautiful little bags and so forth to
I do
come in.
and
Yes.
reading cloths. I haven't made it. I have not made any in a while though, because I have some that just sit there because
Yeah. And when we do we'll eventually do an Oracle deck, a TCS Oracle deck, and they will come with their own.
they will come with their bag and a reading cloth. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because
Mhm.
there are certain terms that we use a lot and things that we use. And so we started just making it was a while ago, just started
It
making it.
was.
And one
Yeah.
day we'll do it. We're not in a huge, it's not
Yeah.
top priority at the moment,
No.
but that'll be my
No.
plan.
Too many other things happening that we need to
Yes. Woof.
our head around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, are the changes happening. And yeah, we mentioned it, was it last week or the week before a little bit that we're sort of shifting.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, this turned out to be a yes.
Yeah. Well, I I'm not even sure. I know I've shifted into some new roles with you, stepping out of the paranormal. I've
Mhm.
shifted into more in depth, with the darker entities and
Yes.
um, being more involved in the YouTube channel with the paranormal. Something else, though, and I don't know what it is. There is something brewing. I'm so clueless.
Yes.
I don't know.
And it has to be when so for all of you who are a little more like me and it makes you crazy that you don't know where you're going, what spirit's bringing you, all of that. I have really been working on the past couple of months, I think, if that long, being okay with the unknown and trusting that everything is coming. You always hear about divine timing, which pisses me off. The whole divine timing BS, because it's never in the timing that my human brain wants it here.
Never,
But when it
never,
does get here, it really always is the exact perfect time.
always.
Always. But I've really been working on being okay with the unknown in the area of where is spirit taking me. So like even with all this magic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when I stop and I think about it, it's like, okay, Pam, slow down, enjoy the ride. It's like, wow, really every day something is coming. They bring me something every day, but I'm so ahead of myself that I don't see it that way.
Right.
And I feel really sometimes I feel like just an entitled little brat that I'm not appreciating all these little things. So I set,
Sorry you feel that way. I don't think you act that way,
thank you.
but I can understand. I can understand how
Yeah.
you might feel that
Well,
way.
when Fred stands there, like, what the hell? Do you see all the stuff that we've been bringing you? And you're still like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? That's part of being a Gemini, and it's part of being crazy air and fire. But so that's what I'm working on is being okay with the unknown. And I would say that to all of you as well. And when you are not okay with it, when you're always like me asking what's next, what's next, what's next, there is a level of not having faith,
Sure.
of not believing that spirit is guiding you and myself. Spirit is guiding me. I am being guided to exactly what I need to do, and just shut the hell up. Just stop it. Just appreciate. So I've been trying to do that. And it's true. Every day something new and beautiful come along. You and Nathan were doing a beautiful clearing, and
Mhm.
got a hold of me and said, I think there's some witchy stuff here. So I jumped on Zoom with them
Yeah.
and did that. It was wonderful and another learning experience.
Hmm. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really good.
So I do have sort of a big overview, knowing that it's magic. Under that, I really don't know what's coming.
Mhm.
Whereas you, I think right now, there's not as much even of an overview.
Nothing.
Yeah, you're sort of in that no man's land that's really, really hard.
Hmm.
But it will come soon. They don't leave us in that no man's land forever. We will
No,
do it to ourselves by ignoring things.
which
Oh,
I've done. I have done that
yes.
before. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, I think this is the first time though that I know something's either, I don't know, but there's
Yeah.
something different is going to be dropped in my lap, or I'm going to trip over it, or
Yes.
bang into it, or
Yes.
fall flat on my face into it.
And here's the thing, when you say different,
Yes.
completely different, or what was that verbiage? Did you say completely? There was some verbiage you just used. And it
Something.
really isn't, because, I mean, you already know this, but they've been preparing you. It's just not on, you don't have it on your menu at the moment,
Yep.
but you're being prepared for that. And so then when it comes, it feels like, whoa, what the hell? This is so new. But then when you stop and go, oh, wait, yeah, boy, they've been preparing me. I have the tools, I have
Hindsight.
the wisdom, I have the what it
Yep.
takes for this. Yes, hindsight,
Yep.
hindsight.
Hindsight. Yep.
But it's coming for you. And I
It
think
is.
it's going to be
Um,
soon, you know,
yeah.
in
Yeah.
spirit time.
Spirit time. The
Yes,
hell. Yeah.
the hell. Yes.
Yep.
Spirit time, and is never, it's always the right time, but it's never the time that I want it to be. It's always way later.
Yeah.
However, for those of you sitting there nodding your head and understanding what I'm saying, there's also so much that not only is spirit preparing us, we have to be prepared in our own mind, our own heart, our own, energetically and spiritually. So there really is a lining up of it all.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
like, I know that if there are some things that if spirit were bringing them to me right now,
Hmm.
it probably would not be at my highest good, because I
Right.
don't have all the tools, all the wisdom, everything I need. I won't be prepared for it. So
Hmm.
they really do bring you things when you're prepared to receive it.
Yes.
And it's very slow.
Hmm.
Very
And
slow.
and sometimes it's slower than we think because we are so eager for it.
Mm, that's me, as you know, in
Yeah.
all the years you've known me. I'm always so eager. It's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Being prepared, Cowboy has brought that to me. Be prepared for what you ask for.
Yes.
And I
Not
shouldn't be
be careful for
surprised.
what you ask for, is be
Exactly.
prepared. That's on one of our,
Exactly.
or that will be on one of our oracle cards. Be
Be
prepared.
prepared.
Yes.
Yes. So it shouldn't surprise me when you say that I'm being prepared and it won't be
Mhm.
anything new. Um, but it's not something that I'm picking out. It's not something I'm choosing. It's not something I'm,
You have spiritually, but
whoa, I just got stopped.
Oh,
I was going to
do
say
tell.
it's not something that I'm wishing for, and I got stopped.
Oh, yes, you have wished for it, sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Yes, I have. Yes.
And I still don't know what it is
No,
because I'd mess it up.
you'd mess it up.
I would so, I would
Yeah.
so mess it up. I would so mess it up. Oh my
Yes.
God.
And we're
Yeah.
not, when we think, or this is what I think, is when I think of like what's coming, I go more to the end, right? I'm not prepared to be there at that spot where I'm thinking in my head. So really, I thank you for not bringing that to me yet, because I'm not ready to be there yet.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, be prepared. And you do know, because spiritually, we've already chosen this.
Right.
It's just our little human brain doesn't know it yet. It's not in our full conscious self yet.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
So what I want, maybe we should do this, all I want for Christmas is blah, 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 blah. Yes.
Mm.
Christmas is coming. Maybe that's yeah. Now that I would like big wrapped under the tree is this next purpose of mine.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
Yes. Yes. Walk out and just take off yes.
Whew.
Lovely.
Untie the ribbon and
Yes. Yes. Like we do sometimes when we get a soul piece back, it comes to us as a gift,
as a
all
gift.
wrapped up with the big
Sure.
bow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really about being open to receive what we've already planned to have come to us. Get the hell out of your own way.
Oh,
I'm telling myself, get the hell out of my own way. And yeah. So
yep. It's not easy to get out of your own way.
no. No, I'm always in my own way. I
Yeah.
stand right there in the middle of the road. Not enough room to go around either side. That's right. That's right. I'm right in there. I want to know.
Yep.
That's part of it too. I want to know. I'm upset because I don't know. Boo hoo hoo. That's being in my own way.
Yeah.
Just shut up and get out.
I will dig in my heels
Mm-hmm.
and hold on to I will dig in my heels to stay in place.
Yes.
Spirit can't move me. Because when spirit moves me, that means I have to typically look at something that I need to let go of.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten much better. Much better at allowing the release of things that no longer serve me.
Yes.
And yet there are times I dig in those heels.
Which is so dumb, as you know,
It is dumb.
because we can't receive the gift that Spirit is bringing us if we don't get the hell out of the way.
Right.
Have to whatever it is, you have to release it so there's room for the new thing. So
Yes.
we really, and I'm being reminded of this, and of course, in a very, not really, but in that smug sort of how often I do that to myself, and maybe I
Yes.
should listen to my own words. Yes, to make room for what's coming, you have to let go of old stuff. You have to get out of your own way, or there's no room. How are they going to bring it to you? So that's part of spirit timing too.
Exactly.
Get the hell out of your own way.
So getting out of our way, there is an element of self-trust that has to be developed.
Mm-hmm.
Self-trust, belief in ourselves.
Okay.
We have to believe in ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
which means we also have to accept that we are worthy and that we are capable.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a process.
And it's not going to look the way we think. And that's some of it too. is we overlook it because it comes, something will come, and it's not what we had in our little pea brains, and
Right.
so we overlook it.
Yep.
I do that a lot. That's really kind of what I've been working on, is not overlooking what those beautiful things are that are coming now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And setting me up. I am being set up, sister. I am getting
Yes, you
set
are.
up.
I can't tell you how many times I've been set up over the last few weeks.
That's not the same as being duped. We've been duped too. We get
I've been so duped over the last couple of weeks. Oh my God.
yes, that's a whole nother thing. Sometimes spirit has to dupe us. If something is really meant to happen at a certain time, or you need to let whatever it is.
If you stood in the way of divine timing too long,
Yes.
spirit is going to dupe you and
Yes.
hand your ass to you in a basket.
Yep. And they do the whole smoke and mirror thing. So look over here. And then you turn around and smack right into it. Or, I mean, there's all sorts of ways. You get thrown down the stairs, you're laying on the bottom of the stairs, all broken up and going, oh shit. Okay. I guess I missed that. I was
How
in
many
my own
times
way.
has that happened to me?
Yes.
And it continues to happen because I
Yes.
keep digging in those heels.
Yep.
It's time to take off those cowboy boots. The heels are
yes. Woo.
oh my
Yes.
God.
So
Yeah.
for Christmas, I want spiritual gifts, please. Christmas presents and spiritual gifts. That's my wish. I want to give Christmas presents and receive spiritual gifts.
I think my
That's
Christmas
cool.
wish,
Did you
is
say
for
witch?
which
Christmas witch?
I
Uh-huh.
think that's I think that's what it sounded like, but that's not my Christmas wish
There.
is for peace
Mm.
for myself.
Mm.
World peace absolutely would be fabulous. Peace
Well,
for
yeah.
everybody, right? Peace on earth, goodwill to man.
You have
Absolutely.
to learn how to do the princess wave when you ask for the world peace, or the pageant wave.
Um,
Yes.
peace in neutral. And I have really been working on that.
Yeah.
Even ended a contract around it recently.
Yeah.
To just allow myself to let things, oh, okay. And really mean okay. And
Yeah.
not allow anything out here to take me down, to really affect me.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and neutral is really what I'm wishing for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you'll get it. That'll be your nice spiritual gift. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been not super, but for me, pretty peace and neutral lately, I think. For
I
me,
think so.
I could be better, but because my mind has not been spinning out.
Mhm.
That's something nice about this whole, I've been so slowed down by whatever is happening right now, is my brain has not had a chance to spin out. I'm too tired. I don't want to spin out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My brain hasn't, I think my brain has found some peace in neutral. It's my emotions lately.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. My emotions.
Yeah. You've been pretty emotional lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's only because you're shifting, you're getting rid of things, new things are that whole transitions are no joke, man.
This year has been a
Whoa.
year. It's been a constant
And
transition.
can you believe it's almost this year, 2024 is almost over?
Almost
I'm just
gone.
blown away. It is crazy.
So crazy.
Just really unbelievable. It's gone.
Yeah. It has
Looking
gone
forward to
so
2025.
fast. I am very much looking forward to 25.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know I am.
Mm-hmm.
Should we stop here?
Sure.
It's a good place to
I think that's a good place.
done, because we could get into a whole new thing, and
Yes.
maybe we'll save that whole new thing for next week.
For next time. Yes.
So
I think so.
All right, everyone. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Yes.
Yeah. I don't think we said this at the beginning. Please like, subscribe. We want your subscriptions. We want
Yes.
other people to subscribe. We want
Yes.
to get the message out.
Yes.
Our message, Fred's message, TCS's message.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, share, comment.
Yep.
Um,
We love
you
hearing from you. We
We
do.
do. If you're listening to this streaming just the podcast, not on YouTube, you can text the show with your comments. And I think you can still subscribe
Yep. You
all
can.
the different
Whatever.
platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And certainly go to our website, tcseverydaypsychics.com. And to let you know that our website is a little in transition right now. So we don't have, so that'll be changing, but we still have a lot of stuff on there. And
Yep.
that's certainly a way to get a
It's
hold of
basic.
us.
It's been brought back. It's very basic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, see you next week.
Have a great week. Bye.